2016 Hyundai Tucson as well as a 2016 Mazda CX5. What I'd like to do is show you around both vehicles inside, outside, and then give you a driving review to help you make an informed decision. So this 2016 Tucson is the ultimate package on top of the Limited. So basically what you're gonna get with this one is all-wheel drive, as well as that awesome panoramic sunroof and a ton of interior creature comfort stuff. The new design style in this Tucson is amazing. It looks so good from the front with these cool LEDs. You get these really kind of slick looking 5-spoke alloy wheels. As well from there, overall it's a good sized vehicle. So the SUVs have been really hot right now, and I see why, because they're fun to drive, they're reliable, they get good fuel economy, and also you get up a little higher, which can help you be safer. Alright, so now we're behind the wheel of the 2016 Tucson. So this car has come a long way from the original Tucsons when those first launched. It's so quiet and comfortable. I have the radio on here, I'll turn that down a little bit. Basically, when you're behind the wheel, there's 3 different modes you can drive select through, which is your Eco, your Sport, and just your regular. This one is the 1.6 liter turbo. And when you put your foot down, you kind of feel an extra little click, and it gets up and goes. And if you have it in sport mode, it'll hold those revs a little longer, and it is really fun to drive. Now, the thing they've done so well with this compared to the previous Tucsons is that it's really quiet and it's a lot more comfortable. These seats are so great in here, fully adjustable, they're heated, they're cooled in this ultimate package we're in today too. And I mean, you could spend some serious time in this car and not have a ton of back pain. You can also adjust lumbar and everything else that way. Things that are cool, this infotainment system, it's a split screen, so you can have one on your radio, one on your map like it's set now. Also, with the center display, there's a ton of different settings with all your trip settings. It's going to tell you your range, your fuel economy, and then it does give you a digital readout for a speedometer, which I like, and that is very easy to get used to. As far as safety equipment goes, there's a ton of it in these cars. It's got the lane departure warning system, which is really cool if you haven't used that before. It can definitely keep you paying attention when you're driving. Also, blind spot detection, one of those things I don't have in my personal car, but it is 100% something my next car will have, because it can definitely help you be safe when behind the wheel. Fine. So what else do I like about this car? You know, besides all the equipment you get, even if you're looking at the base model in the front wheel drive or the all-wheel drive, I haven't had a chance to drive it in the snow yet, but if it's anything like any of the other Hyundais, like the Santa Fe all-wheel drive platform, didn't matter if there was a foot or an inch of snow, it's definitely gonna get you where you need to be. So overall the Tucson, it's so comfortable is something you have to keep in mind. If you're going up to the cabin for the weekend, you get a ton of space in the back. It's got the power lift gate on this one too, so it's easy to get the cooler, the tent, all that stuff in. And you're gonna have room for 4 or 5 adults in the back seat. The panoramic sunroof keeps the kids busy in the back. They can look out and it gives a bunch of natural sunlight in here, which looks really good. And I mean, overall, between the exterior styling and the way this car just rides and drives, it is certainly one to check out in this mid-size crossover segment. So now the 2016 Mazda CX5 is a little bit different than the previous generation, but not by much. You're still keeping that Kodo design style with these cool LED headlights up front now, and also interior-wise, I love the CX5. It's comfortable, it's reliable, it's got a great look to it. As well, this one's pretty well loaded up, so I'll show you some more of that stuff on the driving review. Alright, so now we're in the Grand Touring Mazda CX5. This is one of my favorite cars, I have to admit that. Usually when my friends come to me and say, Adam, I'm looking for a new car, what should I get, what should I consider? Mazda and Hyundai seem to be 2 of the first ones that are always out of my mouth, but the CX5 is usually number 1. Why is that? Because it's so comfortable, it's so easy to use, and they have a great reliability history that I think the CX5 is one of the best crossover SUVs in the market today. That being said, some things that they've done right is this little infotainment system controller. It's so easy to use. You click home, you go to your communication, your entertainment, all that stuff, it's right there. There's a separate volume knob, which is cool, and you can just click it to mute it. Other things I really like, visibility is great in this car. You sit up high enough where you can see out of the front. The mirrors are nice and large on the side, and they're also going to give you blind spot technology. Other safety equipment in this vehicle, the rear cross traffic alert, there's so much stuff, it's hard to cover it all, but it's always good to know that you have all that equipment in the car. And no matter if you're the driver or the passenger, they're very comfortable for hours on end if you are spending time in your car a lot. This is certainly one to consider. From there, other things you get, I mean, basically the way the car just rides and drives, it's one of the most fun cars in the snow. Short of the Subaru, which has that history of rally and being awesome in the snow, this Mazda is definitely up there with the best of them. The traction control system can help you out, or you can turn it off and have a lot of fun in the snow, whether there's a couple inches of snow on the ground or feet on the ground. Other things I like, the way the dash is laid out and the steering wheel, all your controls are on here. Everything is easy to read, easy to see, and it doesn't overcomplicate things. I guess overcomplicate anything. The Japanese have definitely figured it out that they know what you need when you're behind the wheel and how to easily access that stuff. It has such a quiet, comfortable, and smooth ride. I mean, over that bump, I'm not going very fast, but again, some cars feel like a little tingy, a little... Some of the low-profile tires can be a brutal ride. This is not the case at all. I mean, for the money, the CX5 is definitely one of the top contenders in this class. The new 2016 is no different than that. It gives you a ton of equipment, whether you're looking at the base model or just a regular